Welcome back to Concrete Audio Docs. In this episode, we're exploring how concrete vaults work, how users earn yield, and what actually happens when you deposit assets into a vault. Let's start with the basics. A concrete vault is a smart contract that accepts deposits and gives users vault shares in return. These vaults are built using a standard called ERC-4626, also known as the tokenized vault standard. In simple terms, this standard helps create a consistent way for yield-generating vaults to work across decentralized finance. So what happens when you deposit? Let's say you deposit 1,000 USDT into a concrete vault. Instead of simply storing your deposit, the vault gives you a token that represents your ownership in that vault. These are called vault shares. For example, you might receive a token such as CT DeFi USDT. These shares represent your proportional ownership of the vault. Now here's the important part. Your number of shares does not increase over time. Instead, the value of those shares changes. As the vault strategy generates yield, each share becomes worth more of the underlying asset. For example, you deposit 1,000 USDT. You receive a fixed number of vault shares. Over time, the vault generates returns through its strategy. The exchange rate between your shares and USDT increases. And when you withdraw, those same shares can be redeemed for more USDT than you originally deposited. That's how yield works inside the vault system. But where does the yield actually come from? That depends on the strategy running inside a specific vault. Some vaults may generate yield through lending markets. Others may use liquidity provision or different DeFi opportunities. The strategy itself is managed by a curator operating the vault. Concrete provides the infrastructure, but the protocol does not force a single yield source. Now let's talk about vault types. Concrete offers 3 ERC-4626 vault implementations, each designed for different situations. The first is the standard vault, also called the atomic vault. This is the base implementation. Deposits and withdrawals happen immediately in a single transaction. It works best when liquidity is always available, on-chain, and positions can be exited instantly. The second type is the queued withdrawal vault. This is one of the most common production setups. Instead of immediate withdrawals, requests are collected over a set period called an epoch. At a scheduled time, withdrawals are processed, assets are reserved, and users can claim their funds. This approach is especially useful for strategies that involve off-chain custody or situations where liquidity needs to be managed more carefully. The third type is the pre-deposit vault, designed for cross-chain launches. In this setup, users deposit assets on one blockchain. The vault temporarily locks. Assets are bridged to another chain, and users later claim their vault shares there. After launch, this setup often transitions into a queued withdrawal vault. Even though these vault types work differently, they all share the same foundation. They support ERC-4626 compatibility, multiple strategies, fee management, hooks, and role-based permissions. Finally, there are a few limits users should be aware of. Each vault can set its own rules. This may include a maximum deposit limit for the entire vault, minimum or maximum deposit and withdrawal amounts, or even deposit limits for individual users. If a vault reaches capacity, or if your transaction falls outside the allowed limits, the transaction simply won't go through. At its core, concrete vaults are designed to make yield generation more structured, transparent, and scalable. You deposit assets, receive shares, and let vault strategies do the work in the background. That's the foundation of how concrete vaults operate.